Hello everybody and welcome to Buffalo, where the Buffalo Sabres and the Washington Capitals get set for this Eastern Conference final matchup here in game number 5. The Capitals faced brink of elimination in game 4. They won in overtime. And now they travel to Buffalo to try to get this series to a game 6 back in Washington. Strome works his way in. A shot saved there by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, the starting goaltender for the Sabres. Ovechkin turns the puck over out in front. And a good save there by Luukkonen again. Good start here by Washington as, again, a hard task for the Capitals that were on the brink of a sweep and elimination. Got an overtime victory and get one more game here in their playoff season. Hopefully it's 2, maybe possibly 3 and more. A shot from Ovechkin. Slid into the corner off of a broken stick and now tucked. Lays it up along the line of Benson. He couldn't get past the D. And Chikrin now has it for Washington. Plays up over to Wilson. He had a good game 4. Looking to follow that up with a big game 5. A pass out in front to Dubois. Got knocked away from him. By a good defensive play there by Tuck. Benson is on it. Fires the first shot off the post. Rimmed one right off the iron over the glove of Logan Thompson, Sort of plays it around over to James Van Riemsdyk. Dallas awaits either Buffalo or Washington in the Stanley Cup Final. A shot stopped there by Luukkonen. Shen is now on it and will rim it around the wall. Owen Power now. Villain number 1 in this series probably as Quinn tries to feed it over to Doan. That's broken up. Look out. Faravari was lined up by Shen and the Capitals didn't like that. Now here we go. Duhaime and Shen, drop the mitts. Duhaime with a couple of rights. Shen just powering over him. Couple of big rights from Luke Shen as he's going to take care of Duhaime pretty nicely here at center ice. And that will result into 5 minutes each for fighting. And I'm just going to jump in here and call it what a start for Washington getting puts in deep. A very emotional couple of games coming up here for the Capitals if they can get past game 5 and bring it back to Washington for game 6. Shots are 2-0 Washington because the Benson shot rang off the iron. Here's Leonard now in with a pass to Dubois across the protest. The backdoor play saved there by Luukkonen. Good start for Washington. This is how they started game number 1 in this series. Quinn will hold. Fires Buffalo's first shot. Another bouncer on Thompson as he'll cover. 12:14 to go in the first period. UPL has done very well all series long for Buffalo. Steps in after Alex Lyon got them to the playoffs. UPL has been stellar all playoffs long and makes another 10-bell blocker save. Cross crease to keep this game scoreless. Josh Doan line out on the ice against the Beauvillier line. Beauvillier's line has done so good in this postseason run for Washington. Being that third line presence, a shot off the iron. And that one slid into the back of Luukkonen. Both teams hitting a post. What a stop there by Luukkonen. Jason Zucker on the forecheck puts himself out of the play a little bit. But Lindy Rupp said we got to get back to being physical. The Capitals finding a way past the Buffalo D here early in game 5. Could be a little nerves for Buffalo as they did state in their pregame presser that anytime you're up 3-0 and the team comes back and wins 1, puts a little bit of pressure on you. So maybe a little bit of pressure on the Sabres now to close this one out. Here's Lindstrom with a shot. Another save there by Luukkonen. That's a 5-1 in favor of Washington here in the first period. First time they've outshot Buffalo since game 1. Here's another shot. Point blank stop by Luukkonen again. Thompson to Tuck. He will wheel up center ice. Feeds it over to Benson. Zach Benson curls in. A shot, and it's blockered away into the corner. Sort of. Plays it back over to Lenson. They get there by Stanley on Lenson. Benson was going to go back for it, but overskated. So Stanley will play it up over to Tuck, who soft dumps one in. Big hit there from Thompson. That's going to result into a penalty. Delayed one coming on for Buffalo. Krebs knocks that one aside and then will touch it. And that will be a penalty for Tage Thompson with a boarding call here in the first period. 0-0. Washington comes out hot. Buffalo to the penalty kill when we come back. 0-0. Game 5. Eastern Conference Final.
What proof do you need? Do you need time to pass? Banners to rise? Statues to be built? To know that these guys, this moment, is special. But maybe you already see it. More speed, more skill, more than ever before. So, will you let this golden era pass you by? Or will you say, yeah, I saw it. I was
there. We're back here in Buffalo for Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final. Dallas awaits in the Stanley Cup Final. There's a face-off won there by Wilson. Played away, a shot by Ovechkin was blocked. McLeod feeds up over to Carrick. Remember this Buffalo penalty kill. Best penalty kill in the postseason. And the most dangerous with 4 shorthanded goals, 3 coming in one game. Here's Carrick now. Working his way in for Buffalo. Tries to drive to the net. It's saved there by Thompson. Good job by Carrick to get the puck deep and also get a shot on net. Shen does the job and gets the puck down into the Washington zone. And here comes Ovechkin. Slides it over to Strom. A shot there by Ovi was stopped there by Luukkonen. And now Power plays up over to Shen in the middle of the McLeod. He gets stripped up. Penalty coming Washington. Tom Wilson gets the tripping call. And he will head to the box for 2. So now a little bit of 4-on-4 action here until Buffalo gets their first power play. It'll be a brief one, but they will get one right after this kill. So 4-on-4 hockey. Malenstein will line up against the Capitals forward. Stanley gets the face-off win and a good save there by Thompson. Van Riemsdyk will skate it up here for Washington. Carrick's still on the ice. He's been on the ice for a good minute. A pass out in front. Broken up there by Stanley, and now lead feed pass sends Benson down. Power play Buffalo. They have a minute to work with this. Benson tries to slide it down. Stanley out on the ice. Stanley holds. Feeds it across to Carrick. He's at the tail end of a shift. Benson, Malenstein winds up, and it's blocked. Good block there by the Capitals. And that's sent down the ice for Washington. Shots are 7-3. Dahlin's got the puck now for Buffalo. Feeds in the middle of the Quinn as the power play gets in and now sets up. Quinn along the wall. Gains some space, sends it down low to Doan out in front. Was looking for Dahlin, but hit the side of the net. Zucker back to Dahlin with a shot. Good save, Thompson. Buffalo's best chance in the first period was stopped there by Thompson. Zucker goes behind the net. Power play expires. Both teams back to even strength. Wilson intercepts the pass and will feed it back over to Sordiff, who will send it down the ice for Washington. Big hit there by Buffalo. Byram plays it back over to Dahlin. Dahlin feeds it into Quinn. 2-on-1 Buffalo. Here's Quinn. Holds, shoots, and a save there by Thompson with 2 minutes and 49 seconds left here in the first period. Malenstein will line up against Protest. Protest wins another big draw for Washington. They've been so good in the face-off dot, and a big hit there on Chychrun from Shen. Here's Shen, holds the puck, backdoor play, no one home. Great chance there for Buffalo. Power hits Chychrun again. That's 2 big hits on Jacob Chychrun. He was so good in Game 4. Here's a pass to Danforth. Tries to get behind the D. He can't. Now he turns, plays in the middle. Power with a great chance. Another good save there by Thompson. Logan Thompson with a couple of big saves for the Capitals. Keeps this game scoreless. Like this push by Buffalo at the end of the period. Down to a minute to go. Another face-off win by the Capitals. Chikrin will play it back over to Roy. And he'll play it up over to Strome. And now plays it back to Wilson. Gets behind the D. A drop pass. Great save on Obi. Now a pass. Here's Thompson. He's got 4 on the clock. Thompson backhand save there by Logan Thompson. As he'll hold on with a second, 0.3 to go in the game. Really good work by both teams. Still moving around, making good hits, keeping their head on a swivel. Really good work by either side. Face-off won there by the Capitals, and that will do it for period number 1. 0-0 through 1. We had a couple of chances. Buffalo started their first shot of the game off the iron. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen made several big saves, multiple against Ovi, and this was his best one to keep this game scoreless.
Tonight, as all of us here at TNT Sports get set to bring you Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final, we do so with the heaviest of hearts. Good evening, everyone. Claude Lemieux, a 4-time Stanley Cup champion and one of the most intense competitors to ever play the game, died yesterday. He was 60 years old. Lemieux played 21 years in the NHL, captured cups with 3 different teams, and won the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP in 1995. He was, all at once, a clutch performer and a relentless agitator, ranking 9th all-time in playoff goals and 3rd all-time in playoff penalty minutes. His success was fresh in our memories. It was just 4 days ago, on Monday night, that he served as the torchbearer in Montreal, rallying the crowd before Game 3. Following his playing days, Lemieux became a prominent agent, representing players like Jules-Éric Sénèque, Mo Seider, and Carolina goalie Freddie Anderson. Montreal Canadiens owner Jeff Molson called it a dark day for the Canadiens family and the entire hockey community, and went on to say that Lemieux embodied the very essence of being a Montreal Canadiens player. Our thoughts go out to his wife Deborah and his children, Brendan, Claudia, Michael, and Christopher. It was a tough day yesterday when we all got this news. Wayne, I know you were close with him, and your families were both very close.
Yeah, I think we're all shocked on the airplane. It was my son Ty that came back to us and told us what had happened, and I think we're all in disbelief because he was such a big, tough man, and he was such a great person. And Monday night seemed to be one of the highlights of his life since he has retired. And the people there honored him so gracefully, and I know his 2 older boys were there, and obviously everyone was very excited. So the only thing I can still say is that we're still all in a state of shock. It just shows you it can happen at any time to anyone. It's disappointing. It's unfortunate. And my heart goes out to obviously his wife Deborah and all his kids and his grandkids. He's got a brand new little granddaughter and a grandson. I know they were planning a family trip to the Bahamas on Saturday for a week with some friends, so I don't even know what to say because my heart goes out to everyone that knows him. He really was public enemy number 1, but if you knew him, you loved him. He was a great person. He would do anything for you, and we're going to miss him.
I was just going to say, when you think about him, the way he played, and you think about hockey players, you know, that the heart he showed playing in big games, the commitment. You know, I was fortunate to play with his son, Brendan, in New York. You kind of see the similarities, you know, the way they were skating and the intensity, but just all class. And we talked a lot about his transition after his career, working as an agent, how much he's helped other players getting into the game, playing the game we love. You know, with his experience, his knowledge, he's done an incredible job for so many young players.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a devastating loss for the hockey community. A lot of people think and remember him from his time on the ice, but I got to know him after his career and just how happy of a person he was, how incredible of a father he was. I got to spend a little time with Brendan and of course, Claudia on the golf course at one point. And you touched on it, just how he's been able to help former players. And you talk about the competitive nature of how he played, and just hearing former teammates and even former competitors like Darren McCarty on social media and interviews he's been doing about, maybe he was that guy and that fierce competitor that I didn't like on the ice, but off the ice, he was a joy to be around. And, my heart goes obviously out to his family, his children, his friends, and his clients, but also his former teammates who loved him. Ken Danico has obviously spoke quite a bit on this today, and even he mentioned when Ken was going through some difficult times, Claude was the first person that he reached out to, and how much that he helped him through some difficult struggles. So gone way too soon, and once again, just a tragedy, and a very, very special person in the hockey world lost. I didn't know Claude.
We're back here in the second period. Great job there by the TNT boys to talk about Claude Lemieux and the loss that the hockey world is facing. Darlene has the puck now for Buffalo, and he will send it down into the blue line. Buffalo and Washington 0-0 after one for the second straight game in a row in this series. Byram with a shot tipped in front. Steered aside there by Thompson. Good save there by Logan Thompson, and here comes Ovechkin. He works his way in, a shot off the iron. Ovechkin has come close here tonight. Still awaiting his first goal of the series. Bowen Byram now works it in. Both teams have hit a post. Washington 2, Buffalo 1. Here's Darlene. Fires, glove save, Thompson. So hold on and get the whistle for Washington. Another good shot there by Ovi, but it's the Logan Thompson save off that shot and the tip from Tage Thompson. Tage gets a piece of this look right there, and then the blocker save makes a great save there into the corner away from traffic. Right there's the tip. Look at that save. Oh my goodness. Buffalo and Washington go back and forth here in Game 5. Thompson and Protest line up for the faceoff yet again. And this time Thompson wins it. Shen gets the puck back. He fires a wrist shot. It did hit a body. And this time it doesn't go on net. And here comes Dubois in on Power. Power just decided to take the body of backdoor feed to Leonard, and it's stopped by Luukkonen again. Lead feed pass broken off there by Sandin. Then he turned it over, and now Thompson will do a dump in, and now Buffalo will go give chase. Quinn, good hit on Sandin down low. Sandin stays on the puck though. Turned over, here's Quinn with a shot. Good save, Thompson. Zucker, Shen holds it for Buffalo. Back down to Power. Shen with a blast. Stopped there by Thompson. Sandin gets hit along the wall yet again, and Buffalo will regain control of the puck. So crazy that Buffalo just causes a turnover, and now look at the offensive zone pressure. There's Power with a shot, saved there by Thompson, and he will hold on for the Capitals. It's just that little play there from Washington that causes the turnover and then gives Buffalo all the momentum to just keep that puck in the zone. Another face-off win. Krebs is back for it. Stanley can't get the puck deep, and now it's Duhaime working his way in, beating Krebs, a blocker save. Beauvillier hit there by Stanley. Pass out in front. Doan is on it, and Doan will feed it back over to Quinn. Here's Quinn. Pumps the brakes. Slides one down low. Doan tried to play the dummy move, but that didn't work. And now Duhaime is on it. Doan with a collision on him. Stanley with a big hit there in the wall. Kulich is on it, and Buffalo changes. Here's Kulich now. Holds, wait, speeds it up. Friday McLeod. Almost buried a one-timer. Sordiff. Krebs couldn't get there. Sordiff, nice move there by Stanley. Puck slides into Luukkonen, and he'll hold on. 10:28 to go. Shots are 11 apiece. Here in period number 2, Buffalo leads this series 3-1. Buffalo at home has been very good here in the postseason so far. But Washington been one of the better road teams. Here's another backhand shot by Ovi, this time stopped by Luukkonen. As he will hold on and get a whistle. 9:54 to go. Alexander Ovechkin been all around the puck tonight, but still can't bury one.
Stick to basketball.
Do they even have ice in China? Women's hockey is just boring, okay?
What's so much girls play?
Make me a sandwich. First Nations kids are too lazy. You're never gonna make it, Ethan. You're just gonna get hurt. Keep hockey straight.
Which locker room is he gonna use?
Girls hockey isn't real hockey.
She's gotta be 13 pregnant.
Can he even skate?
Go back where we belong? This is where we belong.
Take a look there. Alexander Ovechkin leading the playoffs in hits. Just a phenomenal stat for Ovi. Record Richard winner, and now leading the postseason in hits. That shot from the point, ramped off of his stick. Darlene's going to win the race. Pass over to Quinn was broken up. Strome plays it back over to Wilson, as he will dump it in. Byram gets pressured there by Strome. Byram plays up over to Darlene. Darlene moves it to the left side wall. He'll curl in around the blue line, creating some open ice. Now he pumps it away. Here's Byram with a shot. Saved by Thompson, and now we got some jarring in front. Benson and Chikrin are going to drop the mitts. Game 5, Eastern Conference Final. Starting to show here in the physicality department. Benson laying out Chikrin with a couple of big uppercuts for himself. Here's Benson now. Benson helmet goes away. Chikrin dodging him. Great work by Jacob Chikrin, but Benson gets the best of him. And the Buffalo Sabres youngster takes him off the ice. But now the crowd is back into the game. Yeah, and you take off Jacob Chikrin, who's been a very, very good player for Washington, probably their best in Game 4. Now he is off the ice for at least 5. Plays it up over in the middle. Here's Washington. Big hit there. Now a pass up to Thompson. He works his way in. A good collision there by Roy. Sandin will play it up over to Marchenko, who gets the puck in deep with a hit from Darlene. Byram. Lead feed pass. Zucker is on it. He stops up. Plays in the middle. Tuck with a wrist shot. Good save there by Thompson. Let's see, he'll hold on with 6:09 to go here in the period. Face-off this time won by Washington, but right back onto the stick of Buffalo. There's a pass. Byram, rebound, they score! Tage Thompson's 8th goal of the playoffs, and Buffalo strikes first in Game 5. A face-off won by Washington, but great work by Buffalo. A shot from the point, traffic in front, and it goes off of a body. Out in front, goes off Matt Roy, and then Thompson finds the loose puck around Roy, backhand under the glove of Logan Thompson. Another great shot by Bowen Byram from the point. Ends up somehow in the back of the net for the Sabres. So Alexi Protest and Tage Thompson, both with 8 goals, and now are tied for second in the playoff lead. Robert Thomas, who got out 2 rounds ago, or last round, excuse me, is still in the lead with 10 goals on his postseason. Zucker and Byram with the assist. Another win by the Sabres. Byram gets the puck back at the point again. Darlene slow to his feet. Byram with a wrist shot, another rebound. And it goes into the glove of Logan Thompson. It's becoming a trend here. Byram firing all sorts of shots from the point, and they somehow always make their way through. Here's Dubois. Shannon. Power got tied up. As Power now goes back for it. Feeds up over to Kulich, and now here's him. Behind the D. Kulich, it scores! Buffalo 2-0 lead. Yari Kulich. What a pass there for Owen Power to Kulich, who just drags this in. Gets around the Washington Capitals D. Drags it into the forehand, and another one. Over the pad, under the glove, and in the back of the net for the Sabres. As the Buffalo Sabres jump up to a 2-0 lead here in the second period. They have been a better team, Cole, and they've been so good in the second period. And they've dominated the Capitals here tonight so far in this last 20 minutes. Shot there by Dubois, stopped by Luukkonen. Washington trying to bounce back from being down by 2. Protest to Leonard to the backhand shot, save. Another good shift here by the protest line. Pass out in front. Broken up there by Power, and he'll feed it up over to Kulich again. Fans cheering him on his good effort in that last goal. Now a turnover. Carrick's got the puck. He couldn't bury it. Here's Sordiff. Power. Another good body check there by Owen Power. Gets the puck outside the zone. A big hit there by Tuck. Van Riemsdyk. Duhaime broken up again. Thompson lost it. A shot on Luukkonen, and he will play it out over. Peyton Krebs playing defense for Buffalo here tonight. Head coach Lindy Rupp says Peyton Krebs did it in the AHL. Why not do it in the NHL? As that one got tipped out in front. Another stop by Logan Thompson. Well, a good work there by Alex Tuck. Watch this hit on Sordiff. Boom. Massive collision there on Sordiff. But kind of something that you were saying there, Colin, with Peyton Krebs playing defense, Connor Timmins was feeling under the weather, couldn't go tonight. More injuries on the Sabres end. So Peyton Krebs said, you want a defenseman, I'll stay in the lineup, and I'll go back onto D. What a second period for the Sabres. They lead it 2-0. After 2, they're 20 minutes away from the Stanley Cup final.
It's right here, and congratulations, first of all, but I want to start right there at Freddie Anderson. Obviously, it's been a tough couple days in the hockey world, but specifically for Freddie, as told him he was his agent, he's considered him family, he was close to him. What do you think of what he did here today, considering the circumstances?
I don't know, man. That's incredible. To have that going on, I mean, we've all been involved with Claude through Brendan throughout the years, but to be that close to him and lose something like that, you feel for the family, you feel for Freddie, everyone close to him, and to come out and play as well as he did, and to stay that locked in, that just speaks to him as a person and him as a goalie. He's an incredible competitor, and we knew we had to get one here for tonight for him.
I mean, let's stick with the family theme. And I mean, we talked to Ehlers after one of the games when he scored his OT winner, and he just mentioned how close this group is. And you guys have introduced some pieces that have definitely helped you guys get to this point now to go to the Stanley Cup. How are you guys able to incorporate these guys so quickly and make it feel like it is a home and a family?
I think it starts with our leaders. We got obviously Steeler up top, but I mean, Marty is probably the most inviting person you'll ever meet, and he opens up right away, and I think it makes everyone feel comfortable around him. So to have guys like that come in, and also with the new guys, they got to be willing to buy in, and that's what they've done. They've accepted whatever role they have, and just in the locker room, I mean, it's easy to say I've been here for a few years, but I feel like we have one of the tightest locker rooms in the NHL.
Jarvis, you guys are up 5-1.
Coach Rod Brindamore calls your number. You guys go out, you score an empty net goal. Does that give you a lot of confidence going to that next round versus the Vegas Golden Knights, knowing that you have the Stankoven line that's going, but also you guys eventually found your game in the series as well, putting points on the board?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge for us. Obviously, Stanky's lines kind of carried us through these first couple rounds, and I really thought this round our line came around, and maybe didn't get as many points as we were hoping, but creating chances, and that creates momentum for the rest of the team. And yeah, I mean, to be put out there and score one's always nice, but I mean, it's a bigger picture, and the bigger picture is winning the game, and that's where our line's really bottom to do, is do anything to win.
Seth, I understand you're not all built like your coach, but you look so fresh out there as a team.
What are you trying to say?
Let's not go too deep into that, but I just want to...
When you travel well, your ticket can take you to more than just...
All right, enough of you boys. Third period here in game number 5. 20 minutes for the Buffalo Sabres, who are up 2-0 in this game. And they have a date with the Dallas Stars in the final. Or are we heading back to Washington for game 6? Capitals have some work to do. They're down 2-0 in this hockey game. Lindy Ruff said it's not over to the final whistle. Well, let's see if Buffalo can get there. It was 0-0 at the start of the third period in game 4. And now it's 2-0 Buffalo here in the start of period number 3 in game 5. Ovi with another reverse hit. Byram now on it, and Darlene is on the puck now. Feeds it up over to Tuck. Steps into the blue line, or a slap shot, glove save Thompson. Plays up over to Roy. Finds Chikrin. Back over to Sordiff. Plays it over to Dubois. A slide across. Back to Sordiff. A good fought-off save there by Luukkonen. Sordiff back down low. Another chance. Good save by Luukkonen. Buffalo on the rebound. Here's Tage Thompson now. Works his way in as he tries to pull it around. The defenseman couldn't. Sordiff now on the puck for Washington. He's been very good here in this series. Owen Power now. Feeds it across. Tuck tries to poke it away. He trips up Sandin. Penalty coming to Buffalo. Buffalo 1 for 1 on the kill here tonight as Washington took a penalty 20 seconds into the kill. They win the faceoff. A shot blocked out by Power, and it went right to the stick of Beauvillier, who's been very dangerous for Washington. Shed to Power, and he'll send it down the ice for Buffalo. Carrick with a great defensive play, and he tried to drive to the net. Protest to Leonard. Feeds it across, out of the reach of Beauvillier, and back onto the stick here of Owen Power, who will fire this one all the way down the ice for Buffalo. Lindgren plays up over to Protest. Back to Beauvillier. Feeds it across over to Leonard. Look out, big hit. Beauvillier, another big hit there. Power slides it across. Shen can't get there, but he is going to run over Leonard. And now a turnover to Carrick. He's fresh. Here's Carrick in. Shoots. Saved there by Thompson as he'll hold on. 13:40 to go. 2-0 Buffalo leads as we take a look at Owen Power's little piece of work here in the penalty kill. Face-off 1. Chikrin on to Wilson. Plays it back over to Dubois. Poked away there by Darlene. Ovechkin offside of the Buffalo blue line. Look at that save by Luukkonen on Ryan Leonard. Then another save on Duhaime. How about one more on the blocker side? Oh, sort of. Yep, shoulder save there. Just save after save for Luukkonen. He looks more dialed in. He looks more content in that net. He is shutting the door for the Sabres. Good goaltending will get you to the Stanley Cup final. That's what every NHLer has told myself and Bob throughout the years of doing this job. And here's Chychrun now, bumped up to Ovi. The pass down low. Good work there by Byram to take a hit from Strome. Strome back to Wilson. Can't pull the trigger on Peyton Krebs. Now down low. Here's a pass across. And it was a great chance there for Chychrun, but another good save by Luukkonen. Crowd cheering for the Sabres. Here's a pass. Another glove save, Luukkonen. Byram to Dahlin. Penalty expires. The fans get on their feet. And now a poked away play there by Buffalo. 12 minutes to go in the game. Leonard skates away. A pass up to the point. A shot saved there by Luukkonen. Big hit down in the corner. Another save by Luukkonen. Dahlin up to Malenstein. Malenstein around the D. A shot at the post. What a chance that was for Doan. He rang one off the crossbar of the post. Here's Protest now. Drops it back to Beauvillier. His shot was steered aside by his stick. Dahlin with a good collision on Beauvillier. Protest tried to play it out in the middle. Byram is on it, and he tries to set up the ice. Can't. Protest kept it in. Back up top, Chychrun. Wilson shooting. It didn't get through. Doan to Quinn, and he sends it down the ice. Under 10 to go here in the third period. Quinn gets in on a forecheck on Wilson. He's going to win the puck. Quinn, a backhand shot, slid into the stick of the Washington defenseman. Duhaime plays up over to Sordiff. Washington needs something here quick, as time is of the essence. Thompson gets the puck out of the blue line for Buffalo. Chychrun is the last man there. Feeds up over to Van Riemsdyk, poked away from him, and now here's Tage Thompson. Works his way in, nice move. Drops it back. Shen holds, waits, plays it back over to Power, fires a shot, saved there by Thompson. Tage Thompson cycles it down low to Tuck. Tried to feed it back over to Tage Thompson, and Ovechkin was there for Washington. Back across, here's Sordiff, trying to feed it away. Good play there by Shen. Now Benson is on at 5:30 to go. Tuck tries to feed it in the middle. Broken up, we haven't had a whistle since the 11-minute mark in the period. Obi with a good firm collision. A shot by Van Riemsdyk. Sails wide. Power was going to hit him, but a smart play. And here comes Buffalo. Kulich, McLeod, fire! Saved there by Thompson. Kulich wins the puck battle and will try to send it down low, but Roy is there. 3:44 to go in the period. Buffalo is this close to going to the cup. McLeod up to Krebs. Tries to feed it across. Ovechkin's there. Roy will play it. Back over to Sordiff. Slapped away there by Luukkonen. 2:28 to go. The fans are on their feet in Buffalo. Van Riemsdyk to Ovechkin. Takes a hit but makes the play over to Sordiff. Poked away there by Stanley. Under 2 to go for Buffalo. They lead the game 2-0. They lead the series 3-1. Penalty coming to Washington. Zucker, lead feed pass to McLeod. He's in behind the D. He scores! Ryan McLeod just might have sealed the deal for Buffalo. His 5th goal of the playoffs. It's a beauty. And it might be the one that sends them to the cup final. What a pass by Jason Zucker. It's going to be second assist. And look at that drive by Ryan McLeod. Drives to the net, pumps it to the forehand, gets pushed into the post. And the Buffalo Sabres, they lead the game 3-0 with a minute to go in the contest. And they might have just booked their ticket to the Stanley Cup final. Lindgren to Dubois. A shot steered aside, and Quinn will send this down the ice. It will be an icing call in favor of the Sabres, but they don't care. Because they are 45 seconds away for a cup final berth. A shot stopped there by Luukkonen. 41 seconds to go. The Capitals dug deep sending it back to Buffalo for a Game 5, but the Sabres have come out, and it's been all Buffalo all night long. Ever since the first period turned to the second, Buffalo has been the more dominant team. 2 unanswered goals in the second, 1 in the third. Here's Tuck now. 27 seconds to go. Alex Tuck with a wrist shot, stopped there by Thompson. He'll play it out. Lindgren, hit by Benson. Dubois to Leonard. He's hit by Byram. Byram to Tuck. Over to Thompson. Wrist shot, saved by Logan Thompson. Tuck, here's Dahlin. Shoots another save by Logan Thompson. 7 seconds to go for Buffalo. The Buffalo Sabres. A face-off win by Washington. Puck sent down low. Tuck with one final shot, and the Buffalo Sabres are headed to the Stanley Cup Final. Buffalo has done it. The President Trophy winners are headed to the Stanley Cup Final. What a postseason for the Buffalo Sabres and the Washington Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin and the Capitals entered as the 3rd seed. They beat the Jackets, they beat New York, but it's Rasmus Dahlin and the Buffalo Sabres who win the East. And they take it in 5. The Dallas Stars await them. Buffalo will host Dallas here for game number 1 of the Stanley Cup Final on Wednesday night. Thank you everyone for watching. We will see you back here in Buffalo for Dallas and the Sabres in the Stanley Cup Final.